Hey, what's up soldiers? My name is GregFPS, the Zombies Extraordinaire, and welcome back to another video here today on the channel. Now today guys, we're going to be ranking all of the perks in Black Ops 4 Zombies from worst to best. Now I'm not going to make this video super long, so I'm going to have quick explanations for each of the perks and why I chose them where they are on the list. If you guys disagree, let me know down below, and if you agree, you can also let me know, but chances are most of you guys are going to disagree. That's usually because I'm the one that's actually making this list, so if you disagree with me, that's totally fine, but let me know why down below. If you enjoy the video, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and also follow me on Twitch. It's the top link in the description, and I'm gonna be shouting out all of my Twitch subs at the end of the video like I've been doing over the past couple weeks. So without further ado guys, let's get right into the list. Coming in at the number 13 spot guys is going to be PhD Slider. Now the reason I chose this one at the bottom of the list was because I want a perk that has no explosive damage. I don't want a perk that just has some resistance. Now to me, I personally don't want to slide into a horde of zombies and trigger an explosion. I just think that is useless and it's not really going to help that much, and I don't want a little bit of resistance to explosive damage. I want full resistance, so I don't know why they would make that the perk, because to be honest with you guys, PhD Flopper was one of the best perks in Black Ops 1 for the reason that you got no explosive damage at all. So when they nerf it completely, I just find it completely useless, and it's not going to be enough resistance to where it's going to be one of those perks that you need to use when you're using like a rocket launcher or something. So I just don't find this one useful, and it comes in as the worst perk in Black Ops 4 Zombies. Coming in at the number 12 spot is going to be Death Perception. Now what this one does is it allows you to see nearby enemies through walls, receive screen indicators when enemies approach the player from off screen. So this one again is not useful in my opinion, because when you need an indicator to tell you that a zombie is on your right, are you just not listening to the game? Do you have no game sound? Because when I play zombies, I have game sound. I can hear zombies from my left, from my right, in front of me, and behind me using my headset. I don't need a screen indicator to tell me that a zombie is coming from the right hand side when I can literally hear it in the right side of my headphones. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why do I need to know on screen that there's a zombie there? I can understand if you're not playing with game volume, but I don't know why you would not play with game volume. It just doesn't make sense to me. I think that this perk again is not worth using, and it just doesn't make sense for me to use at all. And I've only used it in my first game on Black Ops 4 Zombies because I didn't know what the perks did and I wanted to try them all out. So I feel like this one is completely useless as well. Coming in at the number 11 spot is going to be Winter's Wail. Now what this one does is when hit by a melee attack, you generate a frost explosion that will freeze or slow enemies nearby. Player can store 2 charges. So if you're using this perk, you're expecting to get hit. Now when I play zombies, I don't really expect to get hit. I expect to make it by all of them. Now I can understand why this may be more useful in Black Ops 4 than it could have been in other games, because the running pattern and like the tracking for all the zombies is really weird in this game. Now this perk will be really good to use when you're starting out, but once you get used to it, you actually don't need this perk at all. And to me, when you have a perk that has to have recharge times, it just kind of eliminates how good it actually is, because most of the time you're going to be recharging it if you get hit a lot. So I just don't find this one useful, and to me it just doesn't make sense to run. So it comes in at the number 11 spot. Coming in at the number 10 spot guys is going to be Deadshot Dealer. Now when you aim down sights, it snaps to enemies' heads, reduces hipfire spread and recoil when firing, and removes scope sway. So Deadshot Dealer in my opinion is the only perk that is good for camping. Other than that, there's really no use for using this perk at all, because eventually you're going to get good weapons past like round 10 and you're going to be able to shred enemies' heads because of the headshot multiplier already. I don't find this one useful unless you're just sitting in one spot and you're rapidly like aiming down sights and headshotting zombies over and over like I did when I was leveling up. But after leveling up, there's really no other point to using this perk, especially if you're doing like an Easter egg or something. So for that reason, this one comes pretty low on the list at the number 10 spot out of 13. Coming in at the number 9 spot is going to be Mule Kick. Now for me, I don't think it's worth using a third weapon. You don't really need one, because chances are you're going to be getting a good weapon that you can use, like a wonder weapon, on every map in Black Ops 4 Zombies, except for maybe on 5. If you're camping, it's nice to have an extra weapon, but other than that, I really find that you don't actually need a third weapon at all. And there's also another perk, Bandolier Bandit, that basically combats having a third weapon when you don't really need it. So in my opinion, it's just not worth using, and you guys already know Mule Kick. Now the good thing about Mule Kick is the modifier, which allows you to switch weapons faster, which is kind of nice, and also you get an additional weapon that will be saved if you go down with Mule Kick and you buy Mule Kick again. You'll get the weapon back, which I guess is good, but other than that, I just don't find it useful and I never run it. Coming in at the number 8 spot is going to be Electric Burst. Now this is basically Electric Cherry. Reloading causes an electric discharge that damages and stuns nearby enemies. The more empty the magazine, the stronger the damage. So it's really good for the Blunder guy. That's why it was on Mob of the Dead. Other than that, I don't feel like it's very useful on other maps. Now yes, when you get to later rounds, it's only going to stun zombies. It's not going to kill them. It's way more useful on the earlier rounds, but I would use it if you're planning on playing Mob of the Dead and using the Blundergat a lot. But other than that, I just don't find it very helpful on other maps and other guns. This perk was kind of added in to appease everyone on Mob of the Dead for not having Electric Cherry, but when they nerf it a lot for like the other maps, it just doesn't really make sense to use. So I don't think it's worth using at all, and that's why it comes in at the number 8 spot. It's kind of one of the middle road perks, I would say, in this game. Coming in at the number 7 spot is going to be Stone Cold Stronghold. Now, this is yet again another perk that is used for camping, and it seems like they definitely wanted to add a lot of camping based perks. Now what this does is when you stand your ground, it creates a defensive circle which boosts damage and armor over time while inside. So basically you'll be stronger and you'll deal more damage if you stand still. But when I play zombies, I like to run around, I like to train. I don't like to just stand still and camp unless I'm doing a leveling up strat, which was useful when I was leveling up, but now that I'm Master Prestige, there's really no point of using this perk at all either. So for my reason, I just don't think it's worth using. So it comes in at the number 7 spot. Now this can be good in certain areas of the boss fights. For example, on 9, when you're doing the Zeus step and you have to be down in the pit area, this one can be really helpful. But other than that, I just don't find it very useful. Like I said, it's definitely a camping based perk, which isn't going to help you when you're just doing other things in zombies besides camping. Coming in at the number 6 spot is going to be Bandolier Bandit. Now what this does is it allows you to carry increased ammo stock, so you're going to get extra clips, which is super nice. It's always nice having extra ammo. And another great thing about this is if you have it in the modifier slot, it will refill ammo of stowed weapons from the ammo stock. So for example, if you have a weapon that you're not using at the moment and it's like in your reserve, basically it's going to fill with ammo, so when you switch to it, you'll have more ammo than when you put it away and switch to your other weapon. So it's definitely worth using in my opinion. This is basically a much better alternative to Mule Kick, and to me it just makes sense to run most of the time when you're doing an Easter egg, because you're going to have a bunch of extra ammo, especially when you're using a wonder weapon. It can be extremely helpful, and also if you're going for higher rounds and things like that, it's going to be nice to have extra ammo in a wonder weapon as well. Coming in at the number 5 spot is going to be Victorious Tortoise. Now what this does is shield block damage from all directions when held. When a shield breaks, it will trigger a defensive explosion. So to me, I think that Victorious Tortoise is probably one of the most overpowered perks in the game. Now they did nerf it a little bit, but still, when you hold out this shield, you're not going to get hit from any direction, and it's really helpful when it explodes, because you have all the zombies that get shocked, they get sent back a little bit, so you have plenty of room to get by and get another shield. So for me, this one's really good. And also you can use the strat on classified where you camp with the shield, and it just makes it completely OP for getting high rounds really easily. So for me, Victorious Tortoise is a great perk to use. So if I'm not using any of my 4 perks that are in the number 4 through 1 slots in this video, then I would recommend using this one. It's just really good. Coming in at the number 4 spot is going to be Time Slip. Now, I think that this perk is so underrated and by far one of the most underrated perks in the game. Now, what this does is the equipment cooldown rate increases, mystery box and pack-a-punch weapons appear faster, and you greatly reduce the trap and fast travel cooldowns. So this is extremely good for high rounds because you can use the trap faster, you can get weapons fast, you can pack a punch fast. It just makes everything a lot faster, which I really like that they added a perk like this. This could have been a really good perk in any of the other zombies games, and I would have loved it then, and I still like it being in Black Ops 4. I think that this perk is extremely underrated. And also the modifier, special weapons charge faster, elixir cooldown rate are slightly increased, and weapon reload speed is increased, obviously, like all the other ones. So for me, this one is just one of the best perks to use in my opinion, and it has to be really high on the list. I use it pretty much every game, and it's also great for speed running as well, so it comes in at the number 4 spot. Coming in at the number 3 spot is going to be Dying Wish. Now for me, whenever I see people playing Black Ops 4 Zombies, everyone is using Dying Wish, so I kind of had to put it on the list. I feel like it's kind of a crutch perk for a lot of people in this game. Like, everyone uses it when they play. So instead of entering Last Stand, the player goes berserk for 9 seconds. While berserk, they are invulnerable and melee damage is greatly increased. Afterwards, the player is left with 1 health. Cooldown increases with every use. So the biggest downside is the cooldown. It does take a while, but basically it's like getting a free down. So it's really nice, really helpful. And by the time you're done with the 9 seconds of berserk mode, chances are you're going to be fine by yourself anyways. So the modifier is going to allow you to have like max health when you get out of it, but I don't think it's very useful in the modifier slot. Like, why do I need to receive full health if I'm clearing all the zombies out around me already? It just doesn't make sense in my opinion. So Dying Wish is definitely a crutch perk in this game. I feel like everyone uses it, so I had to put it kind of high on the list, and it comes in at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot, guys, is going to be Quick Revive. Now, the really good thing about Quick Revive, it allows for a shorter delay before regenerating health and increased regeneration rate. So if you get hit a couple times, you're going to get back up to max health a lot faster than any of the other perks, which is super useful. And in my case, when I'm playing with friends that aren't that great at zombies, or if I'm playing in public matches, you're going to be able to revive players faster, which is very useful in my opinion. So it's just a great method to use, and I think that personally Quick Revive is kind of another crutch perk because you get used to how fast it reloads your health, and then if you turn it off and use a different perk in that place, you don't get used to it right away, so you may go down because you think you have more health than you actually do. So overall, I would say that Quick Revive is a really good perk to have, and it's definitely worth running every game. And coming in at the number 1 spot for the best perk in Black Ops 4 Zombies, in my opinion, it has to be Stamina Up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and explain to you guys because you already know what Stamina Up does, but when you have Stamina Up in the modifier slot and you can sprint unlimited, it is just absolutely beast. It's great for using in Black Ops 4 Zombies, where the tracking of all the zombies are kind of weird. They run in weird patterns. If you need to get out of a tricky situation and you have Stamina Up, you can run past or run around zombies really easily, and it's just great for getting out of tricky situations. And all the maps are fairly small, so you don't want to get stuck in a small area. You can just sprint past it and get through the map really fast as well. And obviously I do speed running, so I'm gonna go out and say that Stamina Up is amazing for speed running as well, obviously, because you can get from point A to point B a lot faster than any of the other perks. I just think that Stamina Up is super good, and when you use the modifier slot, you have unlimited sprint, which is awesome. So anyways, guys, that is going to be me ranking all the perks in Black Ops 4 Zombies from worst to best. If you disagree, let me know why down below. Drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and a big shout out to all of my Twitch subs who are Lava Candy, Soccer Balls, NJ Pulik HD, Calhoun 92, Dark Rangers AJ, Sofa, Frank UPCJS, Snorlax Sniper, Gucci Gang, Bang Chang Lang, The Only Flame, Codename Spaghetti, Murphy, Steady, Arcline, Piano Keys Nuts, Nizam287, Chase, Brawling You, Acid Visions with the big tier 2 sub. I appreciate it, bro. Parquet 11, Dan from McDonald's, Cairo version 2, Blue Phillies 14, Barbershop 42, Selk Raps, and Echo. Big shout out to all of you guys for the subs and the support over on Twitch. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.